some edges with vehicle customization. So I have a feeling that we're going to be seeing a lot more vehicles going into battle today, because we're going to have things like extra armor, better guns, reduced spawn times, and general customization, which will allow them to get into the fight faster, such as top speed or acceleration. And
right now you can actually see that. It was perfect timing, so I wanted to switch to the camera just so you guys could see that.
Absolutely.
So, indeed.
Yeah, this is a nicely equipped... Oh my, and it looks like we might be getting some farm immediately. This is an example of what I was talking about. This guy has equipped his Vanguard tank with shielding. It's also got extra front armor. It is absorbing a ton of anti-vehicle fire from the front and is actually staying alive. He's going to go down shortly because he's up against an anti-vehicle max. He's now bailing, getting out there as quickly as he can. Looks to take down another with the HA. Shield goes up. But that was a good number of kills in that Vanguard. That's an example of the vehicle play being used in this tournament environment, which should hopefully work out a lot better for them.
And something that you did notice is he wasn't going just for that Sunderer kill. He was trying to farm as many kills as he could from that Sunderer.
You don't get bonus points for killing the Sunderer, honestly. That's the thing. That's something that the other players within the game, since this is on a live server, will no doubt be doing. But in this case, he doesn't want to do that. He wants to get more players to spawn so he can slaughter them. In fact, I think he picked up about 6 or 7 kills on that Vanguard run, which was absolutely worth it. No question about that. And he's in a great position because the NC hold the crown, which means he can go and absolutely murder people in this defensive posture from the high ground, although he's going to have to deal with the fact that some people don't want him doing that.
Like the Vanu?
Yes, it's especially like the Vanu. Now, you'll also notice he's actually customized his weapon. Everyone has done that, so you can expect to see even some different weapon variants, actually. I believe our TR player actually has a variant on his LMG.
And as you can see some of the things that he's purchased.
Yep.
You're going to be seeing a lot more of that throughout the tournament, and as well as they're going to be gaining cert points throughout the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's still sitting on 1,209 certification points, so if he needs to make changes during his gameplay, he can do that. He can't respec, so he's not going to be able to get rid of the cert points he spent, but he can use the remaining ones and also get more of them. So if he feels like this isn't working for me and it's customized, then he can do that. When you go into the lower levels of some of these certifications, they cost barely anything. Right? If you grab a couple of certs in a particular skill or ability, it's going to cost you next to nothing. When you go up to maximum, you're looking at something that's exponentially increasing. More often than not, you're expecting to see 480 certification points spent for a maximum level. Sometimes it's more like 980, depending on what it actually is. That's a huge amount of cert points. 10,000 sounds like a lot until you think you're investing until you start doing that. Exactly. Then that's when things start to change. Now, this also does give him the ability to deploy spawn beacon. I would not be surprised to see more of that.
Yeah.
Being able to spawn exactly the right place in order to do the maximum damage is, I would imagine, something that we're going to be seeing an awful lot of players doing. Let's go and have a look and see what the TR are doing at the moment. TR perspective coming in right here, as you can see. Now, I believe this might actually be a variant on the... In fact, it is. If you look at the amount of bullets that are actually available in that magazine, that's a 200-round clip drum magazine LMG.
You almost did it again.
No, I'm not. I refuse. I'm not... Clip is the wrong nomenclature, and I'm very sorry to any firearms fans, but whatever the case, yeah, he's got a lot of bullets, and I believe this might even be a variant of the LMG. I don't think that's your default.
But he's going to be taking a little bit of time trying to get into combat here. I mean, think about it right now. He owns the space when they're trying to defend it. So he's got to possibly hope that that Sunderer gets deployed somewhere where he can farm some kills.
Absolutely. He does own this area. The Acer Tech plant is owned by the TR. As you can see, the TR shields are currently up, which means that penetrating this area is going to be difficult. But if that Sunderer gets parked outside, he will be able to farm kills like there's no tomorrow there. Looking for it, and whoa, that gun is nasty.
Yeah.
That is quite the meaty weapon. Picks off another one as well. This is a good start. Rocket goes off, takes the third.
Just so you guys are aware, this is Sardis that's actually playing at the moment for us.
That was quite a good start. It really, really was. They opened up, took at least 3 or 4 kills on the ground in that situation. And if that Sunderer does get deployed, then he's going to have an opportunity to get a whole lot more. What I think we're also going to see, actually, is an increased use of maxes in this tournament.
Yeah, we did see some people speccing into maxes, and we were kind of like, I wonder how that's going to play in the tournament, and if they're actually going to do well with them, because we didn't see much of that in our previous streams.
Yeah, and it makes sense, really, when you think about it. Yeah, this is going to get a little bit ugly, I think, for the VS. And Prowler's about to go down, runs out, needs to activate his shield and
he did
take
pick
it out.
off an extra kill there.
Yeah, that was pretty nice. All right, vehicles are still going to go down pretty fast, even if you surge into them. You can go front armor, you can get shields, you can get things like fire suppression, but one way or the other, if you're going up against 10 guys on the ground with no support, your vehicle's going to die quickly. But that doesn't necessarily matter if you can pick up enough kills to make that worthwhile.
And he did. I think he did.
Yeah, I think so. That was a good start for him.
Right now, I think about 2, 4,
this is
6.
Yeah, this is a wonderful position for him to be in because he can pop in and out. He can go right back to the spawn terminals if he needs to change out loadouts. And vehicles can't get inside here, so that's one threat he doesn't have to deal with. Shield has been activated, coming around the corner, finds 3 Vanu, and immediately picked off very rapidly indeed. Those guys are not messing around. Oh, that was a sniper.
Got picked up by a sniper.
Yeah, that would make sense. I'm like, really? With the shield up, he took that much damage, especially certified? But no, he took a sniper round, which looked to be to the head, which took down most of his health and his shielding there. So.
And if you notice, TotalBiscuit was on there.
TotalBiscuit is rocking and rolling once again. Yeah, that. I believe, I'm trying to recall who TotalBiscuit actually was. I think
that was Level Cap.
That was Level Cap, yes, indeed. I don't know if that's the same guy this time, but yeah, it may very well be. Level Cap was actually one of our top scorers and is a fairly well-known Vanu streamer and YouTuber. Hello, what do we have here? That's a free infiltrator kill there for our TR player.
I believe the people that you're going to see a lot of from this stream on this side, the first-person view side, is going to be Sardis, Orin, and Delrith.
Yes. Delrith representing the new conglomerate, Sardis representing the TR, and Orin representing the Vanu Sovereignty, some of our top scorers from the tournament over the last couple of days. So you can expect to see some pretty damn competent play, and Sardis just murdering people. This is... that's a wonderful position to be in. Rocket fire misses, picks off another one. This is some brutality coming on here. Obviously managed to pick his favorite sight this time as well, which is really helping him out. Switches to the pistol, takes out another. This is domination right here from the TR. Somehow the Vanu misses with every single round.
Very nice pistol.
Holy crap, that was massive. Unbelievable.
I think he just wiped his brow. And something to know right now, a few of the actual players that we have on the stream are not wearing surround sound headsets as the other people, so they're a little disadvantaged with.
Well, yeah, they're being distracted. We actually had some remarks earlier that apparently it's very hard to play when we say, "Oh, he should have thrown a grenade there. Oh, how did he miss that? That's terrible performance right there." But no, I don't think we're going to be having much of that if we see this level of performance continue. That is very impressive indeed. We'll keep an eye on.
He uses that wall.
Smart play,
nice
takes down another one. And if
they're going to keep coming at him one at a time, he's going to be able to easily pick them off.
Grenade goes off, takes down one.
Oh, and as we see now, people using medkits.
Yes.
You're going to see a lot of that, I think.
Yeah, you definitely will this time around. Medkit is something you can cert into. Considering the last couple of days, people had really limited cert points to spend. They were prioritizing things like explosives. They were prioritizing things like their favorite sight, so they could get more kills with a primary weapon. This time around, yeah, they have access to stuff like restore kits and medikits. Medikits give an instant health bonus. Restore kits give more health, but they give it over time. So if you're in the middle of combat, you can pop a medkit to stay alive. But if you're wanting to look for better endurance, then restoration kits are a better bet.
Ooh, and he hit a friendly a little bit there, but
they've got to be careful with this as well, because they can get weapon locked in this tournament.
Very nice.
And a weapon lock could actually go on for 15 minutes, which would be a huge disadvantage. So that's one of the things they really have to look out for. Shields up, takes down another.
Very nice.
Yeah, this is excellent performance right here.
I'm sure you're loving this.
Oh, yeah, watching Sardis murder everybody? Absolutely,
we actually haven't seen that much TR action. We haven't been able to really showcase that.
No, so I'm very glad that we get a chance to see that. Note how he's controlling his recoil pattern here. Like, he's not necessarily burst firing. What he's doing is he's pulling the mouse down very slowly in response to the kick of the weapon, which is by far one of the best ways to deal with it. And this is something that you'll find in games like Counter-Strike, and you'll find it in games like Battlefield as well. Anything that has fairly realistic recoil effects, one of the techniques is to compensate for that recoil rather than burst fire, because your damage per second ends up being higher.
And he is going to be quite out of ammo after this magazine that he has left.
Yep, thankfully he has quite a lot of bullets. Shields up, takes down another one, and brought down from the flank. But nice performance there.
Might get a revive here. Looks like there might be a medic there.
That's still not
like
bad.
Went down, so.
That was still pretty good. Unfortunately, they've actually lost the ability to spawn there, so they're going to have to jump back to either the Traverse or Ezimir Munitions Corp.
That actually turned out to be much better of a farm than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that was really good. Like, he picked off at least 20 kills in those few minutes, which is a fantastic amount. That's just ridiculous. Let's switch back over to our NC perspective, who is currently in combat. Now, I think from all three sides at the moment, we are currently seeing Heavy Assault being deployed. It does make a great degree of sense. One of the main reasons for that being that one of the certifications you can get for Heavy Assault is the ability to get increased shield recharge speed as well as increased shield resistance. So.
Yeah. And that's pretty much some extra health right there.
What do we have here? A bunch of Gormless, and I do really mean absolutely Gormless Vanu by the looks of it, panicking.
What is going on? How did they not kill him yet?
Grenade in the door, coming around the flank, Infiltrator getting picked off, second Infiltrator getting absolutely obliterated.
I am surprised he has lived that long.
The Vanu are getting bullied here by our teammates, and as soon as we actually see one of our top-rated Vanu players get into combat, we'll definitely be switching to his perspective. He's currently struggling to actually find a fight. I would suggest you find where the Vanu are getting murdered, because there's plenty of guys there.
What's funny is this base is actually owned by the new conglomerate at the moment. Yeah. Right here.
It is, yep. The NC do own the crown at this point, so he's using that advantage. Wow, that was some interesting physics simulation going on right there.
So we might possibly see some more 3 players all at the same base at some point.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me in any way, shape, or form, honestly. It really wouldn't. Shields up on that Vanguard. A shielded front armored Vanguard is one of the scariest things you can possibly go head-to-head with. And I don't think that Mag Ride is going to last for very long.
But he's not going to finish.
I'm really surprised.
Yeah.
Did he see something we didn't there? Because if he gets flanked by that Mag Rider, he's going down very rapidly. It might be time to leave, actually. He's going to take one more rocket to the front. Now coming around the side, shields activate, looking for that Heavy Assault, picks him off, goes for the second. It's going to get him as well by the looks of it.
But he does lose his vehicle out of all of that as well, so that's resources that he's no longer going to have.
Yeah, true. Getting the resources back from a main battle tank is something that is a little bit challenging. Going for another one. Gets picked off. His health and shields were a little bit low there, so that was a bit of a risk for him, certainly. One other thing we should point out that's something we've been noticing the past couple of days, of course, the warping on certain players. That is now gone, as you can very clearly see. That was updated in the build overnight. That bug has been obliterated, so we should be having some nice fair fighting going on.
And I would like to just mention quickly that we have some interviews going on, and we'll have a camera that's walking around showcasing the actual floor at SOE Live right now. And if you want to check that out, that's at owned.tv/cursetv.
Yep, owned.tv/cursetv. And this is, of course, twitch.tv/planetside2.
He's going to try to take a flash, which is very dangerous because you can get one-shotted in this.
Flash, savior of the universe. Let's see how this turns out for him.
Driving very well. This is as bad as you playing Borderlands 2.
This is not quite as bad as me in Borderlands 2. I actually resent the accusation that this guy's somehow worse than me. But one way or the other, he's now going to abandon the Flash, which sounds like a pretty good idea.
But he found it. Oh.
Yes, he found him and then got murdered. But there you go.
It was actually a shotgun, I think, that took him down.
Ouch. Yeah, a Nova. Yeah, I believe that's a shotgun.
Yeah.
Our Vanu is actually in action right now, so I'm interested to see where. Taking a couple of shots here and there.
It looks like he might be on the same exact bridge that our NC player was just on.
Yeah, it's a TI Alloys, which is right next to the crown. Smart place to go, really. Now let's see how effective this heavy assault weapon actually is. I want to say, one thing I'll say for the Vanu heavy assault weapon, really nice when it comes to recoil, because it barely has any. So if you want to put rounds down range, it's pretty good. But of course, with a lot of energy weapons, you do get that damage fall off.
Yes.
He also doesn't have anywhere near as big a
scope choice.
Yeah. I mean, he seems to have worked fairly well from so far. He's crossing the bridge at the moment, looking for opportunities to pick people off.
He's being very careful around the corners, checking.
Rightfully so. He's going to have a little peek. Oh, there's a Vanguard tank at the other end, which might make things a bit awkward for him. He may be able to take it out. It's already taken some significant damage. I don't think he wants to reveal his position yet. Well, his position has been revealed now. He just takes a bullet and a second one, and there's the... I think that was the Vanguard taking him out there.
Yep.
The Vanguard is just a nasty piece of work. Now, they've got a couple of Sunderers. The thing is, like, they're spawning about 250 meters away from the crown, which means that his actual engagement efficiency in comparison to, say, our NC player is going to be way, way worse because he's got a lot more downtime running back into the fight.
And that's going to be something that you're going to see with defending the crown. They're going to be able to get a lot more kills as a defender than an assaulter. Just because assaulting this base is quite difficult because you can get shot from various ranges and levels.
Oh, up goes the lightning tank. There we go.
I don't think he got the credit for that.
I don't believe he did, no. I think he may have actually missed there, possibly.
And
NC right behind him. He needs to get that shield up.
Nice.
Picks off one. Took a massive amount of damage in the process, though. He needs to find a medic immediately.
And he's
or he could find this sweet embrace of death. I'm going to switch back to our TR point of view, actually, because he is currently rocking and rolling in a lightning. That's not a standard lightning weapon. Is that the high explosive variant? I'm not sure. I've never seen that turret before. But I can tell you for a fact it's not standard. I don't know what it is, but
I've been watching him over there, but he's just been racking.
He's picked up 5 kills with lightning already. I think that is a high explosive anti-infantry turret that is basically one-shotting people.
But he is getting surrounded.
Oh, that's a Vanguard. Okay.
Vanguard.
He's got to go right back into the shield. If he gets in there before the shot goes off, he'll be safe. Almost got squashed by his own Prowler tank.
And he's an engineer.
Playing Engie, smart.
Nice.
This is a nice play from him. Yeah, if you look at the size of that gun, like that is not standard at all. And as I say, I think it is the high explosive variant, which is extremely effective against infantry, but of course it's going to suck in vehicle combat. He's also using a radar on there, so he's actually getting way more information about the position of his targets, and he's picking them off very rapidly.
I'd like to mention something about that too, as in we saw a lot of infiltrators, but we did not see a lot of them using their infiltrator tool, which they can lob over things and figure out how many enemies are in that area, which would have helped them a lot in yesterday's and the previous day's tournaments.
This is possibly one of the most ridiculous lightning runs I've ever seen. I think he's probably going to go down now.
Get out of that.
Yeah, he needs to leave now, and of course he's going to have to fight on foot, which is going to be a bit ugly for him. He's probably going to die very soon, but
hopefully he can snag an extra kill, and he might get a second one. I'm not sure.
Oh, that grenade did not go in the direction he hoped.
Somehow this tank does not realize that he's next to
this heavy assault guy has no idea. The tank finally figures it out, but that was a lightning run for the ages, looking at maybe 12 lightning kills there with the, what I think it is the high explosive. Sorry, I would be very embarrassed if I was wrong there, but it looks like it was. That was a good choice here. Speaking of good choices, let's go back to our NC point of view, because he's actually gone airborne, and he is in a Reaver at the moment.
Looks like he's going to try to flank these guys. I'm not sure how well it's going to go for him.
I'm not entirely convinced by that strategy, all things considered. I think it's possibly something that might have worked out a little better if he hadn't gone up in flames, but it happens.
I think that's generally how things go. If you don't go up in flames...
That's my pro tip. People keep asking me for tips as regards to how to play the game. It's like, well, generally not dying in a ball of horrible immolation. It's always a good idea. I would go with that.
I don't think we're going to see as many risks as we did last time. Last time we saw a lot of people trying to go for some skill shots, doing some, you know, crazy jump jetting with...
I can see why people are complaining about infiltrators and shotguns, by the way, because holy hell, they just got obliterated there by a couple of shots. To be honest, it is still in beta, so the metagame has to evolve to cope with the fact that shotguns are now in the game, because a couple of days ago they weren't.
Yeah,
so.
we've actually talked about it in our panel. I think it was yesterday. We've been talking about getting rid of the shotgun on the infiltrator as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, it actually reminds me of something that people considered an issue with Planetside 1, which was the Infiltrator had difficulty doing damage until Core Combat was released. And in Core Combat, there was a weapon called the Spiker. And the Spiker was... It was classified as a pistol, but it really kind of wasn't. It was more of a hand cannon. And what you could do with the Spiker is to charge up a large energy ball, which could kill most guys outright in one hit. And an Infiltrator could use it because it was small enough to go into their loadout. Some people considered this an issue, but others said, well, no, it's not, because when you use a Spiker, it makes you glow, so your cloak doesn't actually work very well at all. Shotguns clearly don't do that, though.
I'm really curious as to why he did not purchase a lock-on rocket launcher.
Well, he actually could, I think, can't he? I mean, he's got 1,200 certs, so is that enough to get a lock-on rocket launcher? I can't recall. I'm
not sure right now, because I know we just switched over them, so I can't remember all the prices, but it's... You know, it's interesting what choices these guys are making throughout their gameplay. And as we are noticing, a lot of them are keeping extra cert points just in case the battle changes and they need to quickly cert something.
Yeah, they may realize suddenly, oh, this is a situation where I could do really well if I certed into this particular thing, so let's go for it.
And back to the Infiltrator, I just wanted to note that because he was taking out his rocket launcher and shooting that guy. We're going to be adding scout rifles as well, so that's going to help with that medium to close range engagements.
Well, he's got balls, I'll give him that. That's about 5 or 6 maxes over there, but thankfully they are utterly hopeless being from the Varna sovereignty.
He didn't get the kill on that.
No, he didn't. He actually got flanked around there, so that's very unfortunate for him. Needs to get the reload, which is going to take a little bit of time on the HA. Hasn't gone for the extended magazine, I noticed. He wants the faster reload time. Yeah, you do want to watch out for that. It's so easy to get blue and purple mixed up, which is why I recommend playing the TR, so that you don't have to worry about that.
Oh, goodness. Looks like he's trying to figure out what's the best route to get to. This might be a good location for him, but it looks like he's getting shot at from the back.
Well, that's the problem with venturing too far away from the crown, because the advantages of defending the crown turn against you when you're suddenly running up the hill again. So that is something to consider. Needs to watch out for that. Let us go back to the TR Murdathon 3000, also known as Sardis. Well, that was a bad time to go back to him, wasn't it?
Got killed by a grenade.
Embarrassing. It's interesting that Sardis has actually chosen to fight on Esamir. This is not something we're seeing. Like, I'm looking across the board here, and I actually see him being one of the only players who's actually fighting on Esamir right now. And amongst our 3 MVPs at the moment, he is the only Esamir fighter. So he's doing surprisingly well, considering that it's something that a lot of players want to avoid because they don't know the terrain so well yet. But he's doing incredibly well here, and it's now breaking this Prowler out.
I think it also is going to depend, since our world is persistent. I think we talked about this a bit on the Curse TV. Twitch TV. They're unowned.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's going to depend on your empire and what their situation is.
Yeah.
As we can see for the new conglomerate, the crown is probably a great place for them to farm because they're holding that base. They have the advantage with that high point. Here on Esamir, this might be where the Terran are tearing it up.
They are. I mean, they were tearing it up yesterday here as well. Terrans seem to like Esamir greatly. Can't blame them, really. I mean, it's a vehicle-oriented map, and we happen to have the best main battle tank in the game, so why would you not?
Oh, goodness.
This is pretty good, too. I'm not going to complain.
I'm liking seeing... So, it's interesting to me to see so much vehicle play this round.
Yeah. It makes much more sense. I mean, at the end of the day, they have the certs to make their vehicles far better than they were in the first place. So, I think the performance speaks for itself, really, here from Sardis. They're holding on to the Mani Biolab very effectively here. It also means he's gaining a ton of resources. So, the more resources he's going to gain this way, the better he'll have it, because he'll be able to bring more vehicles into the fight. And when it comes to efficient kill-death trades, vehicles are pretty much top-notch for that.
And owning more territory is going to allow them to spawn more vehicles.
Yeah, and when it comes to Esamir, it looks like TR are owning a great deal of it. So he is getting a large number of points at this stage. One thing I would want to point out, because some people may remark on, say, graphical settings and things like that, these guys do get to choose their graphical settings, so some people have chosen to reduce it in order to get both higher frame rates and often clearer indicators of where their enemies are. The more complex a scene, the more difficult it can be to see something, so you may see different graphic settings that are being used in this game.
He is just picking these guys off, but he's going to have to get out of that vehicle or get out of their sight.
Oh. Wow, that was close. He looked out there, I think, as the rocket just came whizzing past him.
I was thinking that he was going to repair, but he wanted to get away from that, I guess.
I can't blame him. He had no cover. It was so risky.
Get off another kill there, but he did go on quite a kill streak.
That he did indeed. Coming back to our Vanu player at the moment. That being Oren. And down he goes. At the moment, I'm actually seeing our NC player. He's going to be deploying I believe that's actually a Vanguard, yeah. Now, his Vanguard customization does have a shield, so it is really durable indeed. As long as he keeps his front armor facing, then that's going to help him even more. Oh, he's found himself a free Sunderer.
So this is going to be nice for him.
That's nasty.
But someone has gotten into the Sunderer gun and started shooting as well.
You'd be surprised how much damage that thing can do, especially if you customize it. But that was worthwhile. I mean, he got plenty of kills out of that, so you can't really argue with that approach.
Pretty much, Sunderers are like a giant piece of cake right now. Everyone wants a piece.
Oh, yeah. But the thing is, you don't actually want to kill the Sunderer, because that gets rid of your advantage being able to just murder people as they spawn. And that might sound like a bad thing, but at the end of the day, you do what you have to do to win the tournament. Nothing against spawn camping at all. And really, there's no excuse. I mean, you've got like 9 or 10 different places to spawn. If you keep spawning into tank fire, then you're probably not going to have a very good time. Oh, speaking of not going to have a very good time, if you run into tank fire, you're probably going to die as well.
Yeah. We've actually seen him do this a couple times throughout the tournament so far. Getting killed by mag riders like that.
It happens. Every now and again, the Vano actually hit their target.
Oh, come on now.
Come on, you don't hire me to be fair. Nope. That is not part of my contract, and I refuse, quite frankly, to cooperate with it. At the moment, really, all three of our guys are getting hit pretty hard. I think, actually, our Vanu is doing the best at the moment, so let's switch over and have a look and see what he's got to say for himself. I believe he's, by the looks of it, he's still fighting around the crown area. Yep, that's exactly where he is. So it would be interesting to see if the Vanu were able to take back the crown, what kind of advantage he would have. So it's in his best interest to fight here. Now he has got the lock-on rocket launcher, and it's paying dividends.
Which is going to be really helpful as an assaulter on this base. I think that right now, the NC still have the advantage because they're still pulling tanks out onto those roads down the hill. I mean, once they start getting pushed into a point where they can't get those tanks out, that's when you know that the VS are actually going to be able to start taking over that base.
Absolutely. Now, I just want to point out something rather awesome. In fact, we have Sardis. He's back in his lightning variant that he used to do so much damage earlier. Will he be able to pull off the same amount of kills? Well, he's got 2 so far. He's wanting to try and avoid direct engagements with things like Vanguard tanks. And obviously, why wouldn't he? I mean, it's insane to try and engage a Vanguard tank with a lightning to begin with. It's especially insane to do it with a high explosive cannon, which does not do a lot of damage to vehicles at all. Uh-oh.
He's going to try to repair it.
Yep, he's just going to back around the corner. Puts off another defensive shot. Yeah, he should be able to fix this up. This lightning is doing work for him at the moment. He's already picked up 4 kills with it. So there's a recommendation, actually, for those of you who want tips in the game, that you may want to try and go for this lightning variant that Sardis is using. It appears to be a high explosive turret with radar, which allows him to obliterate enemy infantry. 6 kills.
But
looking for the 7th.
Not able to get around. He's just going to wait till
yes, like, that was only going to be for a matter of time, wasn't it, really?
Yeah.
7 kills now.
Depending on how far he got, or if he got over that ridge or something like that.
8.
Very nice.
You know, at this rate, this variant's going to end up being named after Sardis. 9 kills now. This is insane. Like, with the lightning, I've never seen anyone survive as well. I mean, he's using the terrain to his advantage all the time. He's never engaging where he knows he can't win. That was a max that he just obliterated.
This is 11th.
He still has armor. Like, he's barely being touched at this stage. Accurately smashing his way through. I believe that's now 14 kills. 15. If Sardis really wants this money, I think it's safe to say, and he's found a way to get it.
17th kill right there. 18th.
This is just ridiculous. 19. You know, no one has shot at him yet. Do they not realize? I think they say, oh, it's a lightning. That's not big. See, they're shooting at the Sunderer, not the lightning that's killing all of them. It's like, you realize this lightning is one-shotting everybody, right? It's like, guys, kill the lightning.
He's going to try to sneak out of this.
Yeah, want to watch out for that. Uh-oh, that's final warning. He's actually looking at weapons lock here. He needs to be really careful. A weapons lock would be absolutely devastating for him at this stage. Even though I can't see anyone beating this kill death ratio at the moment. It's just ridiculously good. But he has to be very, very careful indeed. Grief lock would be it would be a disaster for him here.
I'm not quite sure what he's doing at the moment. He's kind of just
making sure he doesn't run over any TR, I guess. It's very, very slowly moving his way around. Oh, hello. Yeah, this is
I
think this is probably going to be a freebie by the looks of it.
Oh, and he manages to miss it.
That's one of the first shots I've ever seen him miss. But he has come all the way around the back. Wow, if he finds their Sundera here, wow. That will be...
But
I think he might have...
above him.
Uh-oh, yeah, he's getting flanked at the moment. Oh, and that's an anti-vehicle max as well. Falcon rockets coming in his general direction.
Gonna have to get one more shot off on him.
He misses, but they miss with the rockets as well. He's still alive. He can pull away from this. That max can't seem to hit him for love nor money. Another pick off at extreme range there. And that missed. That actually hit the ground. That didn't hit him in the front armor plating there. That guy's dead. So that's what...
I don't know what people are thinking as an infantry, just running towards
Well, I think what they're thinking is it's a lightning, it's made of paper, we can kill it, right? Apparently not. That's 27, I believe,
but
now.
Something that he's doing that's really smart is that he knows that the NC do a detrimental amount of damage close range. So he started backing up as fast as he could, you know?
Yeah, you don't want to get anywhere near an NC trooper at any possible time because they're going to hit you really hard. But at this point, yeah, the NC are not able to do it. Uh-oh, this could be where he finally goes down. He's right next to a Max. Looks to try and run it down. Maxes don't really care if you do that to them.
Oh, he goes for the easy infantry kill.
Can he finish the Max off? Yeah, he
can.
Very
nice.
I think that takes him up to 30.
And he's got an enemy right there that does not see him.
31 kills, 0 deaths.
Very nice.
Can anyone stop this man? He's going to run out of bullets and then he's going to run out knifing them. That's how it's going to work. Pistol is out. Another kill. Finally down. 33.
Very nice. Yeah,
33 kills to 1 death.
No pressure on the other people.
No pressure whatsoever. You know, that was just an average performance there from Sardis. Good God. Wow.
I'm sure his heart is like racing right now.
That was nuts. That was absolutely nuts. Well, we're going to have to see if our Vanu and NC players can actually compete with that.
Looks like he's going to still... Oh, right into a grenade. That is the worst time to spawn.
This is unlucky. This is unlucky. I've got to say, like, Oren is having a really bad time of it at the moment. And most of it's not even his fault. I mean, he just ends up spawning into horrible, horrible fights. Which, well, I mean, at the end of the day, he is still attacking the crown. And he actually realizes this to the point where he's now going to move back to the warp gate and think about, okay, I'm back to the warp gate. Let's think about other places to go because... Obviously, the crown is going really badly for the VS right now, and he's losing a lot of time here. However, if he's able to pick up, say, a vehicle, and he's able to do more damage with that, then... And he can also find a different location to battle in, because there is certainly more than one fight going on this continent at the moment.
And our NC player is actually in a Reaver as well, so we've got some people flying around quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see what ends up happening with the Reaver, honestly, because, I mean, we haven't seen a great deal of success with aircraft in this tournament thus far, and that's mostly because of lack of certification points. This time around, things have changed, and they're able to actually get some decent weapons, get some decoy flares, and things like that.
But personally, I'm feeling like aircrafts are way more vulnerable at the moment.
I would say so.
Especially with lock-on rocket launchers.
Bursters as well, you know.
And, yeah, burster maxes, and then we also have Sky Guards. It's just an intense fight for aircrafts, and I don't know if that's going to be the best route because it's very risky.
Yeah, the counter argument to that at least is that you are. That's
an interesting way to land.
Yeah, that was perfect parking example right there from the NC as always. But one way or the other, it does give him the edge to actually get into the fight he wants to be in. That's the most important thing. He's not even fighting at the crown anymore. He's actually fighting around Rashnu, which looks like a fairly heavy pitched battle. The NC have directly invaded the top of the biolab using a galaxy.
I think what he's hoping for is that he can possibly get some kills on these TR players that are trying to capture this, but I don't see much action right now.
Not at the moment. I think that most of the TR have actually been cleaned out, which is unfortunate. Oh, hello. Maybe not.
Right on this air pad. Very nice.
One down. Nicely picked up. This is a perfect environment for HA to be in as well, mostly because they just have so much durability.
And so the problem that you saw right there, instead of just turning around and killing that guy, he was in the process of reloading.
Yeah.
So as a heavy assault, you don't really need to reload as much, and I am a terrible person with this because I'm a habitual reloader.
Yeah.
So if you have a heavy assault rifle, you do not really, like an LMG, you really do not need to reload that much. You could have just turned around, shot that guy, even pulled out his pistol and probably killed him a lot faster than running away.
If you look at the example of what Sardis did earlier when he was playing HA rather than Engineer, he was utilizing the extended drum magazine. So he was looking at 200 rounds. Now obviously as TR, you're going to have a lot of bullets, but even then you could go for extended drum with the VS or the NC.
Yeah,
and
extended magazines are just great in general, especially when you're lone wolfing it.
Yeah, I think people often underestimate the real edge you can get by having one. Reload time is a big deal. Reload time gets you killed. So if you can avoid that, then you'll often be far more successful.
And our Vanning player is still flying around in the scythe as well.
Yeah, we'll see how he's doing with that. I mean, he's most likely just using the scythe for transport.
Looks like our NC player is actually trying to customize and maybe purchase different weapons.
Interesting. That you see what I was talking about earlier. That's the Lightning Python HE turret that Sardis was using. So he's actually looking to adapt to that. And I expected this to happen during the tournament if some of our guys actually figured out that this was a good way of doing things, that they may wish to adapt their strategy accordingly. And that's why he kept those surge points there. But now he has the ability to equip the Lightning HE turret.
And he got some armor there, too.
Yes, he did.
Extra reinforced armor.
Yeah, that's smart. I mean, the Lightning is known as the paper tank for a reason. Anything you can do to keep it alive longer is better. The advantage, of course, is it's fast, it's nimble, and, of course, it's quite cheap. So it's quite easy to just pick up a Lightning repeatedly over and over again over the course of a 3-hour period and do immense damage with it.
Yeah, and what we see Sardis doing, too, at the moment is he's, like, looking at his map, trying to figure out where he wants to go. I mean, we have a lot of people. It's going to make a big difference for them where they decide to spawn. If they decide to spawn in the wrong location, that could mean tons of minutes where they're not getting any kills.
Yes, absolutely. And this tournament, this particular format is all about the kills. Now, some people might say, well, that's not what Planetside is all about. You're right, but that is what this tournament is all about. So that's something they have to consider. They're being taken out of their element. They used to squad play. They used to outfit play. They used to organized objective-based play. Now they're being told, all that matters is your skill at killing people.
And we actually had a player talking to us. We did an interview with them afterwards, and he was saying how he wanted to revive somebody, but then he realized, I gotta go. I gotta get more kills.
It completely changes your perspective of the game, which is a really curious thing to watch. And if I'm honest, like this is almost, I'd almost say this is the wrong way to play the game, and it is, but that's what you got to do in this tournament. It's all about getting the kills. It's not necessarily about playing objectives. But you do need to consider that getting an objective may give you an edge. Like if you get the, this is fun.
He's having some trouble here.
Having a few problems by the looks of it. I'm not sure he's fully figured out the lift yet.
He's gonna die if he doesn't. Be careful.
Either the lift's broken or...
He's laughing over there at himself. He's like, oh man.
What the hell is going on with the lift?
On camera.
Well, I'll tell you this, you know, the elevator boss in WoW was considered to be one of the most powerful, so I think in Planetside 2 it looks like the elevator boss has made a return and is killing people. This area is surprisingly quiet considering it's supposedly owned by the TR. The VS took down the shield generators, were able to penetrate that area, so they're still looking to get the capture here.
I think he's hoping that he encounters some enemies around here, but it's quite some time he's going without getting any kills.
Yep, he is.
The elevator encounter did not help either.
No, it did not. Oh, hello. He has a friend.
Very nice.
Nicely done. Put him down quite easily. Shield going up at just the right time. It's obvious as to why a lot of our players are favoring heavy assault in this particular engagement. It's just, it gives you much more survivability. It also gives you a hell of a lot of firepower and a lot of bullets.
He gets his second kill. Easy enough.
It's not really a target-rich environment, though. That's what I'm really worried about for him. It's like he's found an area where there are some TR he can kill, but it's not exactly a case of he could just open up and kill 3 or 4 people in the matter of a couple of seconds. It just isn't working out for him.
Yeah, this is definitely not a hot spot for him at the moment.
Not necessarily. It's interesting because, you know, it is something that is owned by the TR, but it doesn't look like the TR really are all that interested in holding it.
Our NC player is having an intense battle with a Max right now.
Did he just kill a Max with a pistol?
No, that was actually another infantry.
One way or the other, he killed something with a pistol. I'm impressed by that. So I'm going to switch over to our NC point of view at the moment.
And he is at
He's at TI Alloy. So yeah, he's right near the crown again. And he's doing work.
So it looks like the NC have possibly pushed out of the crown and are now taking over that little outpost right across the bridge.
He takes 4 kills, looks for the 5th right there. There
Very
he gets
nice.
it. That was not the right place to drop pod.
No.
6th kill taken. That may have been the 2nd as well. Shield goes up at just the right time, taking cover. You'd be surprised how many players don't do that. It's like, hey, we got shields, right? We should be fine. No.
Oh, and he is just on a rampage right now.
My God. That's a 1-2.
He's utilizing his shield correctly, although while he's reloading, he probably doesn't need his shield up. So now he does not have any shield while he is firing there, and it's going to...
10 kills, 10 kills, 1 death.
Very nice.
Really nice performance there by the NC player.